Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Sharad, I'm a businessman, an option seller and a mutual fund investor, and on this channel I make videos on personal finance. Today I will talk on an important topic, millionaire mindset. Those of you who watch the popular show Kaun Banega Crorepati hosted by Amitabh Bachchan, you would remember Sushil Kumar, who had won 5 crores in that show in the year 2011. Do you know what his present situation is? He has spent all of that money and is now working for money. Now, what best describes his situation? I think what he lacked was the mindset to handle that kind of money. Now, everyone finishes their education and start their working journey from scratch. But only a few of them go on to make the millions, while most of them keep languishing. So, what makes the few to one, make money, and two, to not just retain that money but to grow it manifold? It is the millionaire mindset that they possess. So I'll talk about 7 qualities now that best describe the mindset of the millionaires. The first quality, rather than living on their earnings, millionaires first try to create assets for themselves using the money that they earn and live on the income that those assets generate. So talking about myself, whatever money I earn from my business, I keep investing in mutual funds, and over decades that investment has grown substantially that it is now funding my daily expenses. It might look a bit overwhelming or daunting to hear about it initially. Yes, you cannot reach this situation overnight. It requires discipline from your side to save a portion of your monthly income and invest it on a regular basis to reach that stage. Only 2 things will help you to make more money out of your investments. 1, invest more, and 2, give it more time to grow. So if you have not started yet, start with an SIP immediately. What is SIP? Systematic investment plan is investing a fixed amount regularly, preferably monthly, in a mutual fund. So initially, out of your monthly savings, begin with investing about 60% in a Nifty index fund and 40% in a short-term or low-duration fund. The second quality, they practice minimalism. What is minimalism? To put it simply, minimalism is leading a simple lifestyle. If you observe the lifestyle of legendary investor Warren Buffett or Azim Premji, the owner of Wipro, or Narayan Murthy of Infosys, you will find that they lead a very simple life. The most important aspect of minimalism is to own fewer possessions, own what you require, nothing more. One of Warren Buffett's quote goes like this: if you buy things that you don't need, you will soon be required to sell things that you need. Just think about it. Now, I'm not saying that you should shun all the worldly possessions and start leading a saintly life. Minimalism is not about sacrificing everything to save money. But on the other hand, minimalism is living with less in order to have time, space, and money for what matters most in your life. Minimalists buy lesser items, but whenever and whatever they buy good quality items. The money in the hands of the minimalist has a far greater mileage, meaning it lasts longer as compared to the money in the hands of others. The minimalists strive to derive more and more with less and less. So how to start your minimalist journey? Next time you go for shopping, make it a habit of making intentional, mindful and purposeful decisions before buying a product. Owning 1 or 2 good quality watches is absolutely fine, but owning 5 or 10 is not. The same goes for your footwear as well, or any other possession. This watch that I am wearing, it was purchased by me in the year 2014 for 5,000 rupees. It's now 7 years now and I'm still using it, and I will continue using it as long as it works. I don't feel the need to own a designer watch worth lakhs of rupees. That's minimalism for you. This is for 10 rupees. This works absolutely fine. Now what more do you want from a pen? So I try my best to lead a minimalist lifestyle, so much so that my wife keeps making fun of me that whenever I sense a good investment opportunity, I don't hesitate to invest a huge sum of money in it immediately. But to even buy a small chappal, I take 2 days to decide. If you have observed Mark Zuckerberg, the founder of Facebook, You will almost always find him wearing a blue jeans and a simple grey t-shirt. I strongly recommend this book, The Millionaire Next Door, which throws light on the lives of wealthy Americans. Do read it, it is very insightful. Now, coming to the third point on millionaire mindset, they are good in tax planning. What is tax planning? Tax planning is arranging your affairs in such a way that you end up paying minimum taxes. Do you know, one of the co-founders of Facebook, he renounced his US citizenship and became a citizen of Singapore just to save on hefty taxes in the US. Now, I am not telling you to change your citizenship, nor have I got any plans of changing my citizenship. I will tell you what I do with regards to tax planning. My business income, it is taxed at the highest rate. Now, I cannot do anything about it. But once I have paid the taxes, the remaining amount I invest in such a way that I am required to pay lesser taxes on the gains that I generate on those investments. Mutual funds are one of the best tax efficient instruments. One, you do not pay any tax during the growth period of your investment, and whenever you redeem your investments, you pay taxes on a concessional rate. I will explain this with an example. Say I have 1 crore of rupees and I invest it in a bank FD which is giving 6% per annum return. So I will be receiving 6 lakhs of rupees every year, and this will be added to my income. As I am already paying taxes in the highest tax bracket, I will have to pay 30% tax on this 6 lakhs also. But instead of a fixed deposit, if I invest that 1 crore of rupees in a debt mutual fund, which also generates that 6% kind of return, I will not be required to pay any tax on it till the time I redeem those units. And if I hold those units for more than 3 years, I also get a concessional tax treatment of paying only 20% tax on my gains, and I also get a benefit of something called cost inflation index, which further reduces my tax outgo. Now, having said this, I must also explain the difference between tax planning and tax evasion. Tax planning is reducing your tax liability by playing within the 4 corners of the law. But on the other hand, tax evasion is going beyond the 4 corners and not paying your taxes which you are legally supposed to by underreporting your income. Tax planning is perfectly legal and ethical, while tax evasion is both illegal and unethical. So do your tax planning, but as a responsible citizen, do not evade taxes. Now the fourth quality, they focus on their core competency. The people with the millionaire mindset focus on what they are good at. They do not unnecessarily distract themselves by doing something that their friend or colleague is good at. They are aware of their strengths and weaknesses and they play to their strengths. Your 20s are a good time to experiment. You can experiment by working in various fields, and by the end of your 20s, you should figure out where your interest and core competency lies. And you should strive to excel in your chosen field, and once you excel, money will automatically come to you. The fifth quality, they create a problem of plenty for themselves. Now, what is problem of plenty? I have a land on the highway and the portion of it is getting acquired by the government for road widening. Now, I'll receive some 25 lakhs as compensation for that land acquisition by next year. But now, when I receive that amount next year, I will have an extra work to look out for revenues to invest that amount. This I call as problem of plenty. On the other hand, I have seen many people who are in a similar situation, who even before they receive the money, they have plans on how to spend it. I'll buy that fancy car, that expensive jewelry, or that big size TV. All such plans they have even before getting that money on hand. And worse still, they even go to the extent of borrowing money for the spending in anticipation of repaying the loan using that money that they would supposedly receive in future. And very soon they end up borrowing more money than what they are supposed to receive in future. So in this case, if they are supposed to receive say 25 lakhs from the government, they end up with a loan of much more than 25 lakhs. Now just imagine, what if government decides not to acquire the land? What will happen to them? On one hand, They have not received the money that they had initially anticipated, and on the other hand, they have taken loan and spent the whole money. So instead of creating a problem of plenty for themselves, they have ended up creating a problem of deficiency. So if at all you want to create a problem for yourself, create a problem of plenty rather than problem of deficiency. So if you were to receive a surprise bonus from your company, rather than being in a position where you think, oh, I had expected a bigger bonus from my company, this bonus amount is not sufficient to even repay my loans. Now, rather than being in that position, you should be in a position where you think like, oh, already I have huge chunk of money in my bank account. I have not invested it yet. Now this extra bonus is adding to my problem of figuring out where to invest. Do you get it? So create a problem of plenty for yourself rather than a problem of deficiency. The sixth point, they are good at time management and getting their priorities right. As this video is not on time management, I shall restrict myself in explaining what I do. See, there are two things, important work and urgent work. People normally confuse with both and think both are one and the same. But let me tell you, both are different. Important work need not be urgent, and urgent work need not be important. I try to finish off all my important work before time and don't allow it to reach the urgency stage. There are many people who wake up only when their tail catches fire and they try to finish off their important work at the very last moment. When you postpone your things to the 11th hour, invariably you will end up having another commitment on that day, or you will have a bad day at office, and this important work of yours will not get your best attention that it deserves. So my advice to you all is, don't let your important work to get to the urgency level. Prioritize your work and finish off all your important work in leisure, very much ahead of the deadline date. The seventh quality, they work on their health and fitness. Now you must be hearing about this from various sources, so I would not want to elaborate on this one. Try to keep yourself fit. As they say, healthy mind resides in a healthy body. Now, as you can see, all these 7 mindsets that I have talked about are interrelated. A healthy mind will help you prioritize your time to focus on working on your core competency, which will aid you in increasing your income. A minimalistic lifestyle will help you save a big portion of your income, with which you can create tax efficient assets for yourself, which will help create a problem of plenty for you. Do you get it? All are interrelated. So I end my video here, wishing you all a problem of plenty. If you like this video, do subscribe to my channel, and I will see you next week in another video. Bye.